As night falls, Luffy's group continues their trek through the dangerous woods heading towards the Whale Forest. On the way, Brook performs his newest soulful tune. As music fills the air, the friends come face to face with the King of the Night, a daunting figure known as Cat Viper.
On the next One Piece, let's go and meet Master Cat Viper. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Peckhams warns the Straw Hats about the brutality of Big Mom, and how the mighty Emperor forced Sanji to make a heartbreaking decision. After hearing the infuriating details, Luffy makes up his mind on how to rescue his crewmate once and for all.
On the next One Piece, Luffy's decision. Sanji on the brink of quitting. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The emergency bell rings out across Zou. Cat Viper and Dogstorm rush towards Kinemon and Kanjuro at full speed. The Minks, who have gone through unspeakable trauma, race their battered bodies towards the two samurai and unleash their emotions as the Straw Hats watch on helplessly.
On the next One Piece, a volatile situation. The dog and the cat and the samurai. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Stalking the shadows in silence, they fell their foes with sharp-edged shuriken, mysterious warriors who disappear into the dead of night as the moon shimmers on the surface of their trusty blade. Every young boy knows these tales of ninja glory, but the great Raizo is no mere legend.
On the next One Piece, the third one, Raizo of the Mist, the ninja appears. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Gold-T Roger, the man who attained everything the world had to offer, left behind a legendary treasure that only the brave dared to search for. Although the path to the final island has long been obscured, when Luffy learns of a new kind of poneglyph, the direction that the rest of his journey must take becomes clear.
On the next One Piece, a red stone, a guide to the One Piece. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The mystery of the Road Poneglyphs is revealed, and the path to unlocking the other three lies in the hands of the four emperors. But the history of these poneglyphs is the history of the Kozuki clan as well, and it turns out that Luffy's samurai companions have their own place in this tragic tale.
On the next One Piece, the secret of the land of Wano, the Kozuki family and the poneglyphs. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Momonosuke tearfully recalls the last time he saw his father, Odin. In his final moments, Odin left his retainers with a quest that has brought them to this faraway land. Hearing their earnest pleas, Luffy makes a sudden decision that will decide the future of his ever-growing alliance.
On the next One Piece, a vow between two men, Luffy and Kozuki Momonosuke. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Duke Dogstorm and Master Cat Viper regale the Straw Hats with tales of the youthful days at sea, accompanying the legendary Kozuki Odin. And a broken friendship is rekindled with the newly formed Ninja Pirate Mink Samurai Alliance.
On the next One Piece, the legendary journey, the dog and the cat and the pirate kid. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
After hearing the tale of Marco and his battle with Blackbeard, Luffy and company plan to split up in order to rescue Sanji and bolster their forces before challenging the Emperor Kaido. However, things quickly unravel when Jack returns with a vengeance, looking to finish the job he's started.
On the next One Piece, the nightmare returns, the invincible Jack's fierce attack. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Zou is under fire by Jack and the Beast Pirates. With the ground trembling and nowhere to run, things look dire for the newly formed Ninja Pirate Mink Samurai Alliance. As Zunisha receives a crippling blow, the distressed voice in both Luffy and Momonosuke's head finally breaks through to them.
On the next One Piece, a battle to defend Zou, Luffy and Zunisha. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
When Zunisha's wounds could lead to the collapses, though, Dr. Chopper takes on his biggest patient yet. The entire Straw Hat crew bands together, using their unique abilities to ensure the elephant's medical procedure is a shining success.
On the next One Piece, Save Zunisha, the Straw Hats Rescue Operation. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Zoro's group plans to sail for the land of Wano in preparation for the fight against Kaido. Meanwhile, Luffy sets his sights on Whole Cake Island, hoping to rescue Sanji from Big Mom. Now a new adventure begins as the Straw Hat Pirates get ready to clash with two of the mightiest pirates of the New World.
On the next One Piece, saying goodbye and descending from the elephant, setting out to take back Sanji. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
The Princess of the Desert Kingdom, who shared adventures and tears alike with the Straw Hats, and the Mermaid Princess, who made a heartfelt promise with Luffy. These women, each with their own dreams, must now set sail for the World's Summit, a gathering of rulers from all over the world.
On the next One Piece, to the Reverie, Princess Vivi and Princess Shirahoshi. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Chopper's foster mother, Dr. Koreha, prepares for a voyage to the Reverie. And back in Dressrosa, Rebecca gets a surprise invitation to the event as well. Meanwhile, Luffy's group unexpectedly welcomes a new addition to the Sanji retrieval team, who has snuck aboard the Thousand Sunny.
On the next One Piece, to the Reverie, Rebecca and the Cherry Blossom Kingdom. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
As the troubling news about the attack on the Revolutionary Army reaches Luffy and crew, there is speculation that the man behind the brutal assault is none other than Luffy's nemesis, Blackbeard. Meanwhile, a furious Kaido swears revenge against the worst generation over Doflamingo's arrest.
On the next One Piece, Kaido returns, an imminent threat to the worst generation. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
With morale low and stomachs empty, things begin to look dire for Luffy and his crew. Unfortunately, the only island they can find to explore is the home of a Navy base. Possibly against better judgment, Luffy launches a high-stakes infiltration mission to steal supplies from the Marines and their hot-blooded new recruits.
On the next One Piece, a hungry front, Luffy and the Navy rookies. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
Trapped on a remote island that's swarming with Marines, Luffy and friends find themselves in quite the predicament after the plan to steal food goes awry. With nowhere to run, tensions fly high as Grout, Bonham, and Zappa eagerly step up to face off against Luffy.
On the next One Piece, the Implacable Three, a big chase after the Straw Hats. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!
A colossal clash on the coast is brewing after the Straw Hats' attempt to leave the naval base is thwarted. However, Grout, still hell-bent on fighting Luffy, finds the strength to confront him once more. Everyone's pride is on the line as a heated battle between the Navy and the Straw Hats erupts.
On the next One Piece, the Devil's Fist, a showdown, Luffy versus Grout. I'm gonna be king of the pirates!